Experiments not made just for scientists. Some people may experiment when it comes to substances. Some people may experiment when it comes to their relationship. Some people may even experiment when it comes to their job. But for whatever reason, some people decide to take it upon themselves to experiment with food. Especially during the holidays, there is always a relative that wants to try like a new wacky recipe that they found on the dark web for some reason. And these foods are honestly an abomination. What's going on, party people? How are we all doing? And welcome back to the 12 days of YAPMAS. And on the 6th day of YAPMAS, I bring to you stupid food. I took it upon myself to find the craziest food combinations on the web. But before we dive into these dishes, press subscribe, because for every subscriber we get, your high school bully's aunt poisons their entire family at Christmas with some shitty casserole dish. This looks like 2 poached eggs covered in hollandaise sauce on a crispy chicken burger. Now you might be thinking, that's a bit of a stretch, but I can kind of see that working. No, this is ice cream. This is ice cream with chicken in a sandwich. Whoever made this, you need to go to hell. But at the same time, it's really smart when you think about it. Like if you are one of those like biohacking efficient nerds, this is the perfect dish for you because you're getting dessert and dinner all at the same time. Plus, if you're doing fasting, this is a great dish to have, and then you're good until 2 p.m. the next day. Turkey was cooked to perfection. This kind of reminds me of like those experiments that you see of like the praying mantis, and they put them in water and like the parasite comes out of it. This is the turkey version of that, which is so fucking terrifying when you think about it. Now, if you're feeling very devious and your boss didn't give you the raise you asked for, you can give them a turkey just like this. And I think that would play out so perfectly, all right? Justice is served. Or in this case, turkey octopus. Okay, so what we have here is diabetes. This is what we have. I remember looking online, those crumble cookies that everyone's going crazy for in LA, like how many calories are in that? And it's like 2 or 3 plates full of food worth in just one little donut. And that's all I could think of when I look at this. Also, comment down below if you can finish a whole one of these by yourself after dinner, because I am fascinated that people can eat this. Just one person can eat this. Looking at this, I'm full. I'm not having dinner. It's 3:30 p.m. and I'm looking at this. I'm not having dinner. I'm full. We got the maple blueberry beef patties. Now this is just blue waffle in real life, okay? If I spotted this, I'd be like, oh shit. It's happening. It's happening for real. This makes me proud to be Canadian, because as much as this is off-putting, having maple and everything is kind of pretty lit being here. I'm not going to lie. If you vote for me to be the next Canadian Prime Minister, I promise to put maple in everything. But man, this is 100% an abomination. This is like the point in society where we're running out of like food combinations and people are just trying wild shit. And they're like, look, it tastes okay if you can get past the look. Okay, at first when you look at this, it looks just like a burnt pizza, but no, there is no pizza dough on this, right? This is just ground beef with a pizza on top of it. And as you can tell, there's just like a lot of meat here. Liver King, eat your heart out. Well, actually, no, Liver King wouldn't have this because it's not raw, you know, it's not uncooked. But if you decide to pull out the frying pans once in a while, Liver King, this is what you can get, buddy. Also, how is Liver King not dead yet? Surely the parasites from all the raw meat has taken over its brains. Actually, no, that's exactly what has happened, because just based off the way that he talks and everything like that, definitely got worms in his brain. So this is clearly just like a pepperoni pizza, but there's just macaroni instead of the cheese. And I think what's happened here is they had like macaroni and cheese packets and they were using the cheese for pizza, but then they ran out of the cheese and all that's left over was the macaroni. And they're like, all right, guess we're having macaroni pepperoni pizza tonight. This is a divorced dad meal. I wouldn't really know. My dad's not divorced. Well, he's kind of divorced by default. My mom's dead. But anyways, this is something that a divorced dad would do. And he is still begging the kids to stay with him for Christmas. But this is what they get for Christmas dinner. Oh my God, this is crazy. It's like some Bloody Mary cocktail thing with like every fish in the ocean is attached to it. This is like parasites attached to a drink. Right? You know, like the parasites infecting the drinks. This is what you have. And she's not happy. She's actually scared for her life because she's like, where the fuck has this come from? I want to find whoever invented this kind of dish and punch them in the face. I'm all about fusion meals. I've been to plenty of fusion restaurants and they are great most of the time. This is some white people shit. And I'm talking to my fellow Caucasians out there that own bars and restaurants. Stop this shit. That's what I want to see in 2025. I want to see this stuff eliminated off the menu. Vote for me next year for Prime Minister of Canada, and I promise you that I will outlaw these drinks. Man, this fish and chips is depressing. This is again like a divorced dad type meal, but also I think this is a North American take on fish and chips. Coming from Australia, we have by far the best fish and chips in the world. The UK probably has something similar. I see that North Americans don't really understand the culture and the lore behind the fish and chips that we have and why it's so special to us. And I feel like if you asked a restaurant here to make fish and chips, this is what would come out of that. Like, you know, like those people that like to go off menu, don't go off menu, folks. But if you decide to do it, don't ask for fish and chips, because this is what you're gonna fucking get. And actually, this is what you deserve. This burger with just these massive red onion rings, like, again, this is another thing that we have to stop is massive burgers, right? I love a smash burger, okay? Single patty, don't give me this double patty bullshit. Sometimes I feel like a double patty. No, single all the way. But some people take it upon themselves to stack these burgers so high that you can't eat them. What's the fucking point of making these kind of burgers if you can't get your mouth around them? Again, if you vote for me in the next Canadian election and I become the next Prime Minister of Canada, I promise to outlaw these burgers. Also, this is too much red onion for one burger. It's like, would you like a burger with your red onion? And also, this is terrible to have on a first date. Imagine you go out to a restaurant and you might be strapped for cash a little bit and you order this burger and you're like, fuck, I don't have enough money in my bank account to order any other food. So I'm just gonna have to eat this, and I hope my date doesn't smell my breath afterwards, because it's just going to be so horrible. Oh my fucking god, what is this? Is this chicken and waffles? Chicken and waffles with gravy? Yuck. Okay, so you know how I was saying before about the North American version of fish and chips? This is the British version of chicken and waffles, because that is fucked up. That is an abomination for sure. This is some white people behavior for sure, because this is like the type of gravy that you would have at like a roast, and this chicken is just like a rotisserie chicken. Why are white people like this? Oh my god, this is just octopus tentacles in a choc chip cookie. Man, this is all kinds of fucked up. You know, there is nothing worse, and I think everyone can agree on this. There is nothing worse than getting a cookie from someone and you're so hyped and it turns out just to be some oatmeal bullshit. Can we just stop with that? Hey, if I want a cookie, I'm gonna eat like a piece of shit, okay? And also, this is not a combination. This should not exist, okay? If you make this, you should go to jail. Again, if I become the next Canadian Prime Minister... Okay, this person is purely complaining just for the serving size, and yeah, I agree. I've been to a couple of like really nice restaurants before. Not to flex on you or anything, but I have been to a few fancy restaurants, and this is the serving sizes that you get. And it's like, it's terrible. And I feel like there is a spectrum, okay? Fancy restaurants, small servings. Shitty dive bar, massive burger. And you gotta eat somewhere in the middle there. So this photo, when you look at it, it's definitely one of the memes of name one thing in this photo. Because like, what the fuck is this? But read the description. This is Brussels sprouts with Rice Krispies, chili, honey, and palm. What in the almond mum is this fucking dish? This is similar to how I was brought up. Growing up, I wasn't allowed much fast food at all, like not even like Cocoa Puffs or anything like that in the pantry. And I feel like if I begged my mum for an LCM bar, now that is a deep cut for all the Australians out there, she would have made this instead. She's like, oh, you want some Rice Krispies instead? Okay, all right, honey, I can do that. I'm gonna do that for you, no problem. Side of Brussels sprouts, motherfucker. Oh my god. This pizza is fucking wild, dude. So coming from Australia, we have a thing called the works. You can order the burger with the works or a pizza with the works, and it's supposed to basically have everything on it, right? It's supposed to have all these crazy ingredients on it, but this is the devil version of that, because is this like bacon, banana, fish, and an egg? Are you fucking insane? Actually, come to think of it, this is like a perfect dish if you were working in a pizza restaurant and like a Karen comes in and you're done dealing with this person. You're just like, oh yeah, no problem, I can make you that pizza. No problem, I can make you this. I'm sure that's really going to escalate the problem, but It would be funny for like 30 seconds, I think. Okay, anyways, I think that is enough of viewing the worst food combinations in the world. Christmas is right around the corner, and when we host with our friends, I'm going to make sure that all the food is just regular food. You know what? We're just going to order McDonald's. That's what we're doing. And I hope you do the same with your family as well, just so we can avoid looking at these food combinations ever again. Thanks so much for joining me for day 6 of the 12 days of YAPMAS. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 7 of 12 days of YAPMAS.